Hi, my name is Lucy Huxley. I'm a whore, and welcome to my bedroom. Today I am joined by Miss May here in
Hello.
London. Miss May is a professional dominatrix and dungeon owner based between London and Berlin.
Hello. Thanks for having
Thank you for joining me today.
Of course, it's time.
So, how long have you been dominatrix for?
I have been a dominatrix for 5 years now. However, I dabbled. When I was 18, I was a sugar baby and I had sugar daddies and I was just totally exploited. And yeah. So I think like my sex work journey began with the totally different part, but now been doing professional domination online stuff for like 5, 6 years.
I feel like that's a very classic start for sex workers to start with sugaring. Like, that's how I started as
Yeah.
well. It's a
Yes,
very
it
classic
is.
pathway. You're like, oh, maybe I could get paid for dating. And then you realize how shitty it is. And you look into other forms of sex work and you're like, oh, maybe this other thing would be better.
Yes.
And
I think especially when you're young, I think for me, the amount of money that was given seemed like so much. And that was like, oh yeah, I want to do it. I just want to do it.
yeah. And then for me, at least, like looking back, it seemed like so much money at the time. But I'm like, oh my God, I should have asked for more.
Yes.
Like,
Oh
what was
my
it?
gosh. I keep on having flashbacks. I was like, I was 18. I should have exploited that age.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to say something that might get me cancer.
We should have known our value.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Were you sugaring in Berlin?
Yes, Berlin.
Okay.
Yes, Berlin.
So you grew up in Berlin proper?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I mean, was in primary school there. I mean, I was there from 8 till 18, 19. So yeah, like my whole, and I'm still monthly there, or like once every few months. So I always try and tour there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only, yeah, my parents are still there. So I always have like quite a lot of roots in Berlin.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So you also own a dungeon.
Yes.
You run a dungeon.
Yes, I do.
The
I run a
first
dungeon.
dungeon haver I've had on
Yay.
the podcast.
Amazing.
Why did you start up your dungeon? What inspired you to do that?
Well, it was after COVID, and I started touring in London, and I never had availability for the studios I really wanted. There wasn't enough spaces, or the spaces weren't the way I wanted to be. They didn't have the equipment that I wanted. And I just knew someone who had a unit in some warehouses where I could set up a dungeon, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna do it. I was thinking if I would do it, but the amount of money I spent on other people's studios, I was like, I could easily run a studio. Yeah. So I think that was the reason why I wanted to open. I just wanted a space to call my own and create how I wanted and have the equipment. I use a lot of rubber. I use a lot of heavy bondage items. I like a look of an industrial scary dungeon. And that was something that was missing for me.
So it was really just like filling a gap that you
Yes.
saw that you wanted and
Yes.
you thought other people would want
Exactly, yes.
also.
And I mean, since COVID, there was an influx of people doing sex work. So I feel like there is never enough spaces in London
Mm,
to work from. So I
mhm.
think the more the merrier.
And did you have like any experience running spaces or like with management positions before
I
or
know,
like
right? I think about it. No, I went all like into the cold water. I just really wanted to. I think I just really wanted to test myself, but I'm also a firm believer of you only live once, so you have to do everything once in your
Mhm,
life.
mhm.
And I just decided to do it. I just decided to open a studio and see how things go. Obviously, the beginnings were different than how I run things now. Yeah, it's been almost 3 years since I've been running my studio, and I've opened it quite early in my career thinking about it, but it just felt right at the time.
And how have things changed from the beginning when you opened it to now?
Equipment, a booking system. I don't know why, but for the last few years, I didn't have a booking system. So all my colleagues would just have to ask me. And I was like, and everyone was like, just get a booking system. And I was like, no, it's going to be it's going to be messy. And I finally have it. And you know what? You're right. All of you, you're right. I should get a booking system earlier.
It was worth it.
Yeah, so I have a booking system and it's great. It's yeah. Also different equipment. I mean, the more I use it, the more I can invest in better equipment, better furniture. Yeah, just making it better.
Hmm.
I think in the beginning I didn't have the equipment that I wanted, but now I have. So it's quite nice to have finally the stuff that you wanted to use.
Are there any like lessons you've had to learn the hard way with running the dungeon?
Oh yeah, loads. I mean, people break stuff constantly. The more people use it, the more it's addressed things that are broken. Most of the people are fine to admit that they've broken something because usually the items aren't, like it's easy. It's either easy replaceable or fixable. However, some people just don't mention some breakages and just, just leave things missing or broken without telling me. So I feel like kind of like a teacher telling adult people off. So it's kind of, I don't know, you kind of, your patience is getting tested. And you kind of feel like a lot of people maybe aren't, as honest as they should be, but that's fine. It comes with the studio. Like I don't mind it. The how do you say it? The satisfaction that running the studio gives me. It's all worth it. Like with the bad and the good things.
What part of it gives you satisfaction? Like, what do you enjoy?
I think being able to provide a space to other workers that it's safe and clean and very available, and it's there, and I'm happy to always guide people in if they have any questions, if they want to see it before. Like I'm always very transparent and open. So I think just having the space for others and I think that
Do you want to do it for like a long time, or do you imagine yourself like expanding?
I would have loved to expand. I was thinking of opening another studio within my where my studio is, like based on medical play, but the only thing is I don't really offer medical play that much. So I don't know if it would have been just another, I don't know, maybe at some point. But right now it's still a lot, like running even Dark Room and then my career and everything, it's still a lot. So I feel like adding another studio would be a bit too much.
Yeah. How do you like manage running both and also like
it's 24/7. It took a burnout last year. It's a lot of work. You must know it, like your career must be really, really busy. So imagine running a studio on top of that. And then I think it's the dealing with other people, like making sure everything's safe and secure, making sure everything's on perfect, making sure everything's on, how do you say it, like making sure everything's perfect for everyone else. And it's just sometimes I lay at night and hope that I just think of like, have I got this, have I fixed this, and all these little things. So it's like a lot of admin and a lot of just sorting out things.
And you do it all by yourself? Like you're the only person running it? Or do you have help?
So I have sometimes cleaners come in the studio. So when I'm away, I have cleaners, but when I am in the studio, I like to do the cleaning and I like to check everything myself just because I think that no one will do it to my standard. And I just want to check after the people who are in there. I think it's good to check who's there. I have cleaners though. And I have a cleaning sub who comes and helps me as well. So if I'm too busy, because there is times where I'm too busy to check it, then I have people working for me.
Okay. And the cleaners, like, are they regular cleaners? And you approach them like, would you be interested in cleaning a BDSM dungeon, or like, how did you?
No, they're not. They're not professional cleaners who usually have a cleaning service. No, they're people that I know on the scene that always ask me for jobs because I would never have a professional. I think. The hassle of would having to I don't know, sometimes you might find things or you don't understand. I feel like if you would have vanilla person come into dungeon, you also wouldn't know how to clean something. So I would have people who have experience with BDSM to clean my studio.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because then they know how to clean it, they know how to use, they know how things are used. Because I feel like if vanilla people would clean the studio, they wouldn't know what surfaces to clean and how to clean. Obviously, I could show them, but I think when you are a BDSM player, you have that common sense of, okay, I should check this and this and this.
That makes sense. Yeah. How do you actually like clean and sanitize like BDSM equipment and sex toys?
So I always tell the people who use the studio to put condoms and insertables because that's very important. I mean, I've learned all of my hygiene cleaning in German studios because Germany's, I think like when a studio, when like because sex work is more regulated there, they have police checks and, what other things they have, like police and Ordnungsamt, I think, as well. So places have to be to a certain cleaning standard. So I learned everything there. So obviously, apart from sanitizing everything with disinfectant and making sure there is no cross-contamination, the right way of using gloves and making sure that things are disinfected and sanitized properly. Yeah, stuff like that. And just, making sure the surfaces and things that are being used, they're not cross-contaminated. So use different things to put down different things, like you have like wipes and gels and everything else.
Are there any like items that can't be used as shared equipment in the dungeon because they can't be sanitized properly?
Yes, definitely. I wouldn't use any insertables without condoms just because it's very unhygienic. I wouldn't use sharps. So there are sometimes paddles or items that have sharps. Not needles. They're called
spikes.
Yeah, they're like little spikes that get into your skin. They can create a wound, and these kind of items aren't great. Just anything that can happen, like cross contamination with blood. As well as if you offer that in hard sports, obviously there are certain things that need to be disinfected and used properly on surfaces where things cannot touch.
Yeah.
Let me think as well as other.
What about like things that are made out of leather? Like, how do you clean that?
I mean, I don't really use leather on any surfaces that have body fluids, or you shouldn't be using it. I hope no one in the studio does that. Like, that's why I'm a fan of rubber, because let's say I do a lot of piss play and I love using rubber because you can wipe and clean. It's
spray alcohol on it.
Exactly. I feel like with leather, it just soaks it in. So I wouldn't recommend any body fluids with leather. It just does not mix well at all. Like, that's why I love using leather, and I've been using leather. But again, the things that I can do it for play, like it's nice to do heavy bondage and everything. But yeah, like any body fluids and leather does not mix well at all. You can wipe as much as you can, but I feel it will soak into the leather.
Yeah, it will.
And it'll be disgusting.
Yeah. I can imagine that it was like quite expensive to furnish.
Oh, definitely. It's a very expensive thing to run a dungeon because there is constant expenses. They don't stop because you will always buy new equipment, or if people break things, you need to keep on buying new equipment. So it's always a big expense. Yes.
Do you have an estimate of like how much it cost for you to set it up at the beginning, like the initial furnishings and everything?
Let me think, because it's all about the furniture. But I would say definitely a few thousands, because I had to do the flooring upstairs. I had to get lots of furniture downstairs. I don't know exactly, but a few thousands definitely. And it grows because you buy things and then people break things, so it easily adds up. And there is always little things you always have to buy, and hygiene items and everything, little things that break. My online orders cart is endless. Yeah, you just have to buy everything constantly because things break or you need new stuff. And I'm always also like, oh, I want a new thing because I'm kind of bored of the items that I have. So I always go into Libby decks and just buy like lots of new weird rubber stuff or rubber masks. Yeah.
Is there anything you have to like buy regularly that you didn't think you would have to before you started running the dungeon?
Maybe certain toys that break, or certain things that suddenly rust because they've been cleaned with water.
What things rust?
Sometimes when it's nothing major, but for example, when you have certain equipment that have metal bits in them, it rusts, and rust is not so you have to like buy a new item. Let's say like a leather mask that is like rusty and stuff. Like I hate like having bits like that, so I have to like always buy a new one.
And if you had an unlimited budget to buy anything you wanted for the dungeon, what 3 items
I would buy the style fetish. I know what I would buy. I would buy the style fetish bonded chair that actually Eva has. You interviewed her recently, and yeah, she has it. It's such a good chair. We have it in Berlin as well. It's amazing.
What's special about it? Like
it's like Style Fetch is a very great brand of bondage furniture. However, transporting it, you should maybe just do it. It's like you have to buy it in Germany and transport it, and I feel like with the tax, I think I'm not willing because I have a bonded chair, but I'm not willing to pay the tax and everything. And then I could do it with like someone traveling from Berlin with a van. It's a lot of admin work that I'm not ready to commit to yet. Maybe I should just do it. It's a great chair. It's got different attachments. So it has like a face attachment, or you can have a funnel where you can drink on some body fluids. It straps you up, it straps your whole body up, and it's just so good. Like, so you're basically unable to move, and you just have to, do what the mistress tells you. It's very cool. What else would I think? Just endless supply of different rubber masks, but I already have that, so just more of that. Yeah. The style fetish chair is my top.
I'm gonna have to look it up after this. I'm curious.
It's really good. It's really sexy. It's a very sexy.
What's it made out of?
It's leather and metal. I'm not sure. I think you can choose which kind of metal, if it's black or white, but it's the one I know is white. So maybe I'm not sure if it's what color it is. And then maybe like a vintage Barcelona chair, these 1980s leather chairs. I'll show you later.
Like the curved ones? Or?
Yeah, the Courvoisier as well. And then the Barcelona ones I've been looking up last night. I've been looking them up last night actually. So that's why it's in my head.
Lying in bed dreaming of
bondage equipment. Even though I don't need it, I don't even have space. But yeah, I just want more.
Always more.
It's always a work in progress, I think. I'm always like, I'm never satisfied. I want more. I want changes. So like if I don't see changes in my studio, I'm like, oh, I want new things, and I want this, and I want that.
Do you keep a lot of or any BDSM equipment at home as well, or is it all in your dungeon?
I have a lot of vibrators by my bed. I live close to my studio. It's like a 10-minute walk, so I just walk over if I need to.
That's
get
great.
My kink in. Yeah, not really. I think I keep some of my latex, but everything else in the studio. I have some personal items, but most of the stuff that I use is in the studio that I like. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Might as well just walk to the dungeon and use it. I actually don't use it as much in my personal life as I want to because I spend so much time during sessions in there. I thought I would be spending more time in there, but for some reason...
you just want a break?
I feel like maybe because it's also associated work. Like you wouldn't go back to your office after work, would you? So I feel maybe that. I don't know. Yeah.
So does that mean like in your personal life things are a little bit more vanilla because you don't use the equipment?
No, not at all. I feel not at all. Not at all vanilla in my personal life.
None of that.
No, I think I will have playtime in my personal life. But I think I just rather have very sexy, kinky hotel sex rather than going to the office. Hotel sex and hotel play really has something for me.
I like that.
I love a good hotel. Yeah, because it gives you kind of you strip yourself of everything. It gives you just you're just there in that hotel room and nothing else.
See, for me, like a hotel room is my office because I like all my escorting bookings happen in hotel rooms. Yeah. So it's
But do you like hotel rooms?
I do. I love hotel rooms.
I love it. I love just like sitting in a bathrobe and like having that glass of water, laying on the bed. I like that.
Yeah, there's nothing beats like a nice hotel room with the fresh sheets. And like I love getting to go to so many different hotel rooms as part of my work. And like I've become like a hotel room connoisseur,
What's your favorite hotel? Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, I can say like I have a list of hotels on my website. I do talk about the hotels I like publicly. My number one favorite, I don't know if I have like one favorite that stands out to me. Let me think.
I have two actually in Berlin.
One of them I can't say because they emailed me like threatening to
really
to give me legal action if I didn't take them off my website. So I'm too
Really?
nervous to say it.
Wow.
But I like the Rumors on Steinplatz
Mhm.
in Berlin
Mhm.
and the Ritz. It's classic,
Nice. Yeah.
always good.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, I had a booking. I was 18, I was very young. At the Waldorf Astoria on
Uh-huh.
the thing. It was like on the 30th floor. And I was everything felt so unreal because staying in such a nice place for the first time, I was like, wow. And I remember just staying up all night and then it's just sitting in a bathtub. It was the
Oh,
best. Yeah.
amazing. I've only been to the Waldorf Astoria once when I
The really
was
tall one and I'm tall at zoo, right? Yeah.
it's the one near the Brandenburger Tor.
Oh,
It's the
wait.
one that
What's
Michael
the
Jackson dangled
Yeah,
the
yeah.
baby out of the window.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So am I thinking, what's the really tall one at zoo?
I don't know.
There is a really tall
I
one
don't
at
know
zoo.
the
It
name of
doesn't
it.
matter. Doesn't
Anyway.
matter. Yeah. Random thoughts.
But yeah, I've only been to the Waldorf Astoria once as a sugar
Mm.
baby. And we went up to his room and he gave me the cash and it was like less than he had said
What did you
online.
do?
I took the money and I left. I was like, this isn't what we agreed on. And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, I meant this. Like maybe things are different in Europe. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like numbers are still the same. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the money and leave.
Yeah.
So I was only in the room for like 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
I took my 400 euros and walked out
Good
the
for you
door.
to having that, I think like having that power.
Yeah, it was
Some
like, fuck you.
might feel like intimidated and stuff, which isn't
Yeah,
good.
that was a bit later. That wasn't when I
Yeah.
first started sugaring. I think I would have like been too nervous when I first started.
I feel like setting boundaries in this line of work is very important, which I wasn't aware of because I think when I was 18, I mean, I was way too early. Do not, it's way too early. I was a crazy Berlin kid, so fair enough. Whatever floats my boat at the age of 18, honestly. But I thought that everyone's my friend, and I thought like everyone's nice. And I was just not. I wasn't naive. Maybe I wasn't stupid. I would say maybe naive.
Yeah,
That's when you are when you're 18.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, romanticizing everything, not in the
Yeah,
best way. Yeah.
yeah. And so, how did that journey go? Like from sugaring to being a pro dom? Like,
Oh, I
what was that
mean, I did
path?
sugaring for like it was a very short time. Like I had like maybe 5 experiences, and then
Okay.
I stopped because I got into a relationship, and after I got out of a relationship, I had some experience after with someone who was my regular for like with someone who like I knew for a while, and then apart from that nothing happened until after I opened an OnlyFans account during the pandemic or just before, actually. Yeah, just before the pandemic or during. I mean, I started going to kink. I mean, I was always sex positive and I was always into sex and sexual being, and being at the age that I'm now, at the age of 28, I'm like, okay, I understand. I get it now. Like, I get it where it all happened because, all of my previous, not all of my previous relationship, but when I was younger, my previous relationship when I was 18, I was like, I was really into sex and sexuality and I was into lingerie. And, my whole being was about like being a like hot woman. And only now I understand that this is why like I enjoy pleasure. This is what I should be doing because that's like my passion. My passion is in pleasure. Um, but yeah, I started going to kink parties at the age of 21. I was submissive back then with an ex-partner, and we started going to parties and delve into the BDSM scene. I was really into leather and I was really into lots of different things. And then I found out about, the dominatrix and about dominant woman because when you get into kink scene, I never knew about femdom or like I feel like it's maybe the commercial side of kink or BDSM doesn't always show you a dominant woman. It's mostly men who have submissive girls and not a dominant woman who's strong and powerful because that's how I always see myself as well. When I was younger, I was strong and powerful. So finding out about like what a dominant woman, so dominatrix is, I just was inspired. And then I asked a dominatrix based in Berlin. Her name is Mistress Firewolf. I asked her to show me how things work and if she could teach me things, and she did. And then I was subbing for her for filming, and then I learned everything. And then I joined a studio in Berlin, and yeah, that was 5 years ago, and everything else is history.
So did you get into like being dominant in your personal life at the same time you got into doing it professionally, or?
I wasn't too kink personally, and then I learned dominance all professionally, so I wasn't dominant in my private life. But being submissive previously has taught me a lot about dominant submission. So, you know how everything feels, how to get into subspace. And once I have started doing it professionally, I had a partner who was actually submissive. So then my work persona moved into my personal persona, and all just became one. And I think I didn't separate it for a while. And now I started separating it again, and I feel very good about it.
And by
Yeah.
separating it, do you mean like you're not as dominant in your personal life?
I am
or?
still dominant in my personal life, but I think I think having a power dynamic in your personal life and then at work, it kind of puts a strain on your I don't know. I think I had burnout last year, and I feel like separating that helped me with like putting pressure with the pressure of it. I still am very kinky and dominant in my personal life, but I don't have that strict power dynamic like I used to have.
Okay, so not like a 24/7
Exactly,
relationship, like
yes.
more just
Yeah.
kind of in the bedroom
Yes, play
stuff.
partners.
And do
Yeah.
you still switch at all, or you're like 100% dominant?
I don't switch, but I would say that I engage in some play that people might see as submissive. But I think people are so obsessed with binaries that, you know, doing things a certain way doesn't make you less dominant. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. But it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like people often is, I mean, in sexuality or kink or as women, they like to put things in drawers, and if you like this you have to be like that. But I feel it's sexuality and pleasure, everything is so fluid and it changes. Like, I've started this profession 5 years ago, and I've changed so much, and I have learned so much about myself, and I'm just so happy where I am right now and how I see things and what I have learned and how it started. And it's, the journey, how I grew and who I am. Yeah, like everything that I've done so far has made me such a good professional dominatrix and confident woman. So I did a talk in Berlin at Sextech EU this May, and I did a speech about what being a dominatrix has taught me about my sexuality. And that moment was a bit of a point in my life where I had to reflect on the last 5 years. And I've realized how much I have learned from being a professional dominatrix, how much it has taught me about shame, about pleasure, about confidence, about sexuality, and how it makes sense for me to be a professional dominatrix because that's who I've always been in my core. But it takes a while. I think, especially when you're a younger girl, men always try and be over you and dominate you. And I feel like it takes a while to, to be yourself and speak out and always be opinionated.
What has being a dominatrix taught you about shame?
Ooh, honestly, being a dominatrix has taught me about shame, that it's important to get rid of it. I am a firm believer that it's important to try and get rid of it and try and work through it, because if we free ourselves from like our sexual shame, we embrace it, maybe even, I think, yeah, maybe not get rid of it, embrace it. If we embrace our shame and play with it, we will be more free because we'll be happier. I feel shame sits in all of us, sexual shame or generally shame. Society likes to put these thoughts into our head, and I feel if we feel less shame, we will have a freer like mindset and a freer life.
Are there any like specific things that you used to feel shameful about that you've been able to like let go through sex work or through BDSM?
Ooh, I think, that's a good question. What I feel shame about? Yes, the being like very into pleasure, being a woman that's into pleasure. I always thought that something's weird with me because I'm really into sex and I'm really into lingerie and I'm into really into pleasure and I'm really interested in everything and details. And I like to talk with people about sex. Like growing up in like a Polish Catholic environment and you know, sex always being a secret and something you should be talking about. I think that's what made me more curious about it. And I think being able now to practice it and talk about it so much makes me so much happier. I don't know if that answer made sense.
Yeah, it did.
Sorry,
Totally made sense.
Okay. Yeah. I always wonder if what I say makes sense, but yeah,
it does. If it doesn't make sense,
okay.
I'll
Okay,
ask
perfect.
clarifying questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So you mentioned you grew up in like a religious household.
It's not super religious, but I think being Polish, Catholic,
just like societally.
yes, Polish. I think yeah, any Christian Catholic country, I think it's very hard to step out of the norm.
Yeah. Would you say it was like quite a patriarchal environment that you grew up in?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's always patriarchal. I think then we moved to Berlin at the age of 8, and I think I saw the world from a different perspective, and I still feel like I'm so much more different than my parents. And they will never understand me because they grew up in, you know, during communist Poland, and I grew up in Berlin in the mid 2000s. So it's just such different world because I used to, you know, go to Christopher Street Day at the age of 12, 13, and you know, and now they wonder why I'm the way I am, and it's like, well, you brought me to Berlin. What did you expect?
Are there like specific things about Berlin that stand out to you as things that changed your perspective when you were young?
You definitely feel the difference between East and West, and I think having like sex shops and sex things more visible, and you know, going to Pride, seeing leather gay shops, I think that's something that's like, I don't know, being maybe normalizing queerness and sexuality was something that like stands out. I remember like from when I was younger, I was always like, there is like, you know, like entrance to brothels, sex kinos, like because I don't know if you remember. Do you know Schöneberg well?
Mm-hmm.
So there was Martin Luther Straße. There used to be like around Mottstrasse, there's like lots of leather shops and gay latex shops. Seeing that and like, you know, entrance sex cinemas or strip clubs, always like, wow, like, you know, it was so open, and the adverts of like the half naked ladies, they were just like there. And I was like, wow. So I think that's something that stands out about Berlin. And yeah, just seeing different, like people have different lives than like, I think if you grow up in a Polish Catholic environment, people have very traditional family values, you know, like you get married and you have children and that's the life. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but it was never life for me. Like I see a lot of my friends from high school having these lives, and it's just I just have such different reality, and there's nothing wrong. I think like everyone has their own different paths in life, but yeah, I just knew that the classic traditional life family is never for me.
How do you think your life would have been different if you didn't move to Berlin when you were a kid?
I think about it often. Well, honestly, no idea. No idea. I would have become a weird human being somehow, one way or another. One way or another.
You would have broken out in some way.
Do you ever think what would have happened if you wouldn't have moved to Berlin?
Yeah, I do think about it. It's like hard to guess like what I would have ended up like. I think I would have definitely gotten into sex work in some way or another eventually. It definitely would have happened, but I think I maybe wouldn't have ended up being like as artistic as I am, and certain periods of my life would have been a lot harder because Berlin has a low cost of living compared to like other major cities, especially when I moved there when I was young. It was really cheap. So I was able to get by like without doing very much. And if I had been living like here in London or in another expensive city, I would have had to get like a soul crushing job to continue. But I think I would have ended up in sex work somehow.
What year did you move to Berlin?
I moved 10 years ago, so 2015.
Oh, that's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. My rent was 280 euros a month in Prenzlauer Berg.
Yeah, my sister had a studio flat for 300 in Schöneberg. Like it's insane. The gentrification of Berlin the last 10 years. It's like becoming like kind of London, which is kind of scary. Like with everything being so commercialized and very like futuristic and very, I don't know, it's losing its rawness. But there's still some raw places which I enjoy. So
yeah. What are the main differences you notice between working in London and working in Berlin? How long have you been working in London?
Also like 4 or 5 years. Okay. So shortly after I started, I've been touring in London and Berlin. I've just done both. The differences, I mean, the sex working laws are different. So obviously in Germany, we are fully legalized. We have to register. We have to apply for the prostitution protection pass, also called the whore pass. And, if you want to work in a studio and you start working in a studio and the studio advertises you, so the beginnings are much easier. Because you have if you learn about to work in Germany, you have to also do either a course with a studio or you have someone teach you to mentor you. Once you've done that, you can work in a studio and then the studio will promote you and you will get clients easier. In London, you're all out for yourself. I think there's amazing networks and like support in London.
It's because brothels are illegal in England,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So in UK, it's half legalized. It's like a gray zone. Brothels, so working together is illegal. And I think because of that, you can only rent. I only speak also from BDSM perspective. Working in a dungeon with like you have to just rent the dungeon privately. You cannot rent it, you don't have a studio where you meet other colleagues or you work together, you can do double sessions, but double sessions are basically illegal in the UK because there's one person working from the same, like more than one person working from the same place, sometimes in the same building or the address.
Yeah.
It seems illegal. It's illegal. And I think working, like being isolated and working alone in London, it's much harder. I think people who start now in London, the beginnings are much harder because you don't have as much of a support to get out there. But like in Berlin, you would have like, a studio that promotes you and
colleagues. And
exactly, you have colleagues. And then I feel like it's more isolating in the UK, which I find a bit sad because it would be so nice to, have like a break room and have a coffee and like talk. And, that's why I also love going to Germany. I always work in a studio in Munich where, it's very busy and it's chaotic, but I kind of like that chaotic and someone's asking for like, little things to borrow and can someone exchange money and can someone do this? And it's kind of like, it gives kind of like sisterhood in the job, where in London, I have amazing friends and colleagues in this industry who are very supportive, but sometimes I think it's much harder to do the start in London. It's because it's due to the laws. But the support for other workers is good, and there is a lot of there's a sex workers union and there is the sex workers breakfast. So there is places where people can go and find their own community. Also kink parties and stuff like that.
But it's not like built in the way it can be in Germany when you work in a studio.
Exactly. Like it's not like you have like a team where you work together. I feel like when you work in a team together, it gives the work a bit easiness, where in London you're kind of set out for yourself. Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense. What are the differences you notice with clients between?
Oh, I think Germans are a bit filthier, dirtier, in the best way. I don't know. Actually, I have some nice filthy clients in London.
By filthy, do you mean like into harder things, or
I think 2 months ago, I had 2 subs come see me and they're like, oh, you're too harsh. And it's like, there is a reason. And I'm like, I am Miss May. There is a reason why you book me. Like, what did you think I'm going to be? Nice and easy? I'm sorry, but if you want someone to be nice and easy, you book someone else or don't book me, because the sessions that I do, they're not for you. They're for me first, and then they're for you. Obviously, I will do the sessions that obviously I'll do the kinks that you want to explore, but I want to create an experience for both of us, not only for you. I want the experience to be for both of us. The sessions are both good in both places, but I think maybe Germany is sometimes filthier. But I also get a lot of international clients, so Berlin, London, they all cross over and mix up.
Mm-hmm. Do you get more international clients in London than Berlin, or both?
Both, because people travel to, and I feel like seeing a dominatrix in Germany is like a thing they like to tick off their bucket list. But yeah, I think both. I feel like a lot of people that I see also travel between both. So
Yeah.
I have clients who come and see me in Berlin and in London, just comes with convenience wherever they're working. Yeah.
And you mentioned also working in Munich. Is there a difference with the clients there?
That's a good question. Maybe when you work in a high volume place like in Munich, I've seen that clients are there they don't care. If you're in a studio with lots of people, they don't care that much about you as an individual. They care more about getting the kink off and they go. And I've also haven't toured in Munich for a while because I want my clients to come and see me because of me. Because I'm well established now and I feel like it's a bit of a shame for someone just to see me to let their kinks out. I want someone to come see me because of me.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, I find that those are the best clients, the ones who like seek you out intentionally and are interested in you specifically, not just picking you off like a list.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I want my clients to come and see me because then they're there to indulge into their kinks deeper. And mine, I don't like sessions where we'll just do this and this, before, like I got praise from one of my clients the other day. He's like, yeah, it's so nice that you actually like ask me what I want. It's like, yes, I need to understand you. I need to, BDSM is so deep psychologically. I cannot just perform something and then let you go. I'm not just going to stand there with a whip you and then let you go. No, I need to know how you want it. What do you want? I need to talk about safe words, your previous experience, because once I can pick your brain, I can mold you into the perfect play item rather than just performing something for the sake of a kink,
So understanding them is like for you as much as it is for them.
Yes, I need to, before I see my clients, I always sit down, we chat, and that doesn't take away from the session time because I want to get to know them. Like I want to build a meaningful, deep connection rather than just get their kinks off and leave. So yeah, I recently got like praise because my clients were like, oh, like you sit down and talk. And I was like, yes, of course. How else would I give you the session of, like that you want? If I don't know you that well, I will not be able to provide you the service that you want.
Is that something that you were taught when you started, or did you learn that as you
I learned that. I've seen a lot of, I've seen some, I'm not throwing shade or anything. I've seen people handle people differently. But again, for me, I like to connect with my subs on a deep connection, on a deeper level rather than just a shallow level. And for me, this is not this is my passion. I am getting something out of my playtime with my clients and subs. This is not just a, profession. This is so much deeper for me. Like this is giving me satisfaction. I think before my sessions, I think after about them because I want to create very, very different scenarios that will tickle that part of my brain that is usually unsatisfied. Yeah.
Do you plan out your sessions in detail in advance, or is it more like spontaneous, what you feel like in the moment?
So it depends what session it is. If it's a shorter session and it's like involves just a few kinks, I'll just wing it. But if it's a session that involves multiple kinks, then I will. And so if it's someone that I haven't met yet, I will plan it out because I need to know and I'll be thinking about every king, how to do it, how they like to receive it. If it's someone that I've known for a while and it's a shorter session, I'll just wing it because I know what they're like. So we kind of have like an established dynamic. It's kind of like seeing a friend again, like, oh, it's you again. Let's just do it. But yeah, if it's someone I know, I usually like write down. I think about timings and, also the aftercare after.
So do you like write down, like create like a timetable of like when you're going to do different things?
Yes. I always have the kinks and what I do and how I do it usually. And I always go through the list of the things that I want to do and how I want to do it. Yeah, always. Especially if I have a lot of sessions as well, I need to be prepared mentally for it. I can't just always wing it. Sometimes I also get random inspiration for sessions or I watch some like weird vintage porn or like I go to the Bishopsgate Institute to like look at vintage porn and I just like to write the idea down and then like put it into my sessions.
So you also have like a running list of ideas of things you want to try out.
Yeah, always.
What are some ideas you have right now that you haven't gotten to try out yet?
I think going deeper into objectification, into making people have sex in front of me, have two saps play with each other. I've done it. So I don't know, can I say it?
Yeah, you can be as explicit as you want.
Okay, it's quite extreme. So I have a sub who's really into like extreme stuff, and I'm really into extreme stuff. Apart from, I'm also into vanilla, not vanilla, but I'm into less extreme stuff. I don't want to say that I'm only into extreme stuff. I had a client who wanted to experience something filthy, and I made him drink my piss out of someone else's asshole.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was quite insane, intense. I don't know if you can say that. Can you say that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't be able to post that clip on social media, but it's fine.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I loved it because I love I love creating the human experiences. Apart from being into, other type of stuff like rubber latex and really, heavy CBT and play and body fluids. These kind of experiences make me feel alive because I always like to try everything once in life, and creating these intense scenarios is great. And I have now 2 ideas with 2 subs. I have one client, she wants to be used by a man, so I'm gonna create like an anonymous play where she's being used by a man. Yeah.
Amazing. Is it difficult to find, going back to the drinking the piss out of the asshole, was it difficult to find the other sub to do that? Like the one to offer his ass?
No, because he's also a little filth bag, so they loved it. He says that that's the most bizarre thing he's ever done, because I've seen him last week and he said that it's the most bizarre thing he's ever done. And he's been playing for like 40, 30 years, so...
Congratulations.
I know, right? I know. Very proud of myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But again, it's quite intense and insane. It's creating those scenes also, you get a high of it. Like I get really like a buzz of it if I do something really mean to a sub. Like, I'm also really into pain, so like giving them pain or like creating something really like a very specific scenario. Once I reach that high, I also need to bring myself down. So I feel like having downtime after my sessions is very important.
What do you do to bring yourself down after a session?
I sit in a chair and do nothing for a bit. And then whilst I clean down after my sessions, I have a bit of a, I have a bit of like a calm down. Like I try and clean. I put some, so I usually have like goth, EBM, 80s, dark wave, very, very dungeon type music. So now I always try to put on some like crashy pop music or something more upbeat or some indie to just calm me down.
Did you ever like struggle with the come down when you first started and had to like learn how to deal with it? Or?
Yes, when I used to do tours so I used to travel monthly. I used to do a week in Germany. I used to do like 3 days in Munich, 4 days in Berlin, fly back to London, work in London. And I did that for a year, every like 3 or 4 weeks. And now I had to space it out a little bit because, just too much. The intensity of things, your brain needs time to process. And if you do like 3-4 sessions a day, you like, I stayed up at night and I'd like process everything because it's so intense. Yeah.
So it's like, I guess, a combination of like learning what you need to process it and also just giving yourself more time.
Yes, giving yourself more time. I feel like, again, when I was younger, I thought, I can do as many sessions as possible. But now I do the sessions that I want to do that will give me something that will not just take from me.
What's the most exciting or like memorable session you've had in the past year?
In the past year?
Yeah.
In the past year. Oh, that's a good one. Most memorable. Let me think, because I have a lot of sessions. I think I like to play over multiple hours. So I've had some, well, I think the pissing in the asshole and drinking piss out of that asshole was very memorable. One of like one for the head. I think having like molding someone into an object. I had a client that is really into heavy rubber and toilet play. And I think we were in Barcelona or Hamburg, and just having him over multiple hours and just playing and doing whatever I want is always really fun. And in that moment, I can just objectify my sap, and that's what brings me most joy.
Yeah. Can you say some like specific things you did to him?
Oh yeah. So we were playing in a hotel, and I was basically we're in this hotel bar, and the smoking area, it was on a roof, and I kept on ashing into his mouth and like spitting into his mouth. And we were just around the corner from where other people could be. So, we would be easily caught. I think having that risk of like being caught is kind of sexy and hot. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that risk.
Yeah, it's hard. It's kind of hard. And also I like going into a hotel or a place, or like even going for socials to my subs, and like everyone knows, and I want people to know, like, yes, they're going out with a hot woman. Like, yes, it's you all know what we're doing, and I do not care. You have a boring life and we don't.
We're having more fun than you.
Exactly. Yeah. You're never gonna get this.
How have your like intentions and goals with this work changed since you started, if they have changed?
Yes. I never had the intention of being as successful as I am, but it was very nice to build a network, and I think it made me realize that I can provide a space, and especially for women, to be the truest version of themselves. And I think that's what I want to like aspire to do, just make people aware that they should be the truest version of themselves, and get rid of your shame, and I'll play with it and engage with it, as you never know what you will find out about yourself. And I think, I think like this career and what I have learned about myself in the last 2 years and last year every day it's a very like it's a nice gift to have, to like be able to learn all that. And I'm just excited to what I'm going to learn more about myself, like what all my experiences that I have with my subs will bring me, what are goals that I'm going to have. Yeah.
Did you have any specific goals when you started?
Not really, no. I just wanted to piss on people. Like that was no. I remember it. I remember I was being tied by Mistress Firewolf with another. There was another worker, and I was like, I just want to do it because I want to piss on people. Like, I honestly just want to. This is my passion. Like, I want to do filth. Like, I don't want to do anything else. I am a filthy person. I want to do filth. Like, I want to have all those experiences. Like, I want to be on my deathbed and be like, hell yeah. I don't want to, I don't want to be, just I want to be normal.
You want to do everything.
I want to do everything.
Yeah. Do you have any goals now with your work, like specific ones, or?
I think making sure I'm still providing good space for the workers, traveling more, and probably building the empire that I'm building. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just wanna have fun in life. I don't have specific career goals. I just hope to have, that I will have amazing experiences with my subs, and have my amazing community around me, and have amazing friends around me, and just have a happy life. Very wholesome. Very
ultimate goal, yeah.
I just don't have any specific. I feel like I've achieved so much in the short span of how long I've been doing it, that it's kind of overwhelming, where I'm actually at a point where I'm like, what's next? But I've worked so hard the last 4 or 5 years that I should just enjoy where I am right now, because I've been constantly rushing, working. I was working so much. Like, I'm a workaholic. I got a burnout last year, and I feel like right now I'm enjoying my life, and it's quite nice to enjoy it rather than just rushing, doing 100 things at once. Yeah.
Kind of going back to your subs, like what percentage of your clients are female?
Oh, it's a very small percentage. I don't have any regular clients that are female, but I had a few clients who are female. Yeah.
Is there any difference in like how you?
Actually, no. I have one regular female client. Okay. Yeah, one. But other than that, it's not.
Is there any difference in how you run your sessions with a female client versus a man, or?
Yeah, I think women deserve more pleasure. So it's mostly, unless my client wants to be used and abused, I will more put her pleasure in kinks and be more sensual. But if she wants to be used, then I will use her, obviously. But yeah, I feel, yeah, women deserve more pleasure and more attention. So even when I have bookings with couples, because that's also very more often than only female bookings, when I have couple clients, I always put the female pleasure first, and I always make sure that the woman is not there just for the guy's kink. I just want them both to be on the same page. Yeah.
What's the dynamic usually like with couples? Like, are they both want to be submissive in the session? Or like,
so it all depends. It can. So the other day I had one where I first dominated the wife, then a husband, and then both. Then I made them both fuck each other. I have clients that they want me to dominate their husband. I have clients who want me to dominate their wife. So it all depends on what they want to explore. And I love playing with couples. It's always fun.
Is there like a specific dynamic you really like doing with couples, or just?
Of course, dominating someone's husband. And I think cucking someone's husband, like making out with their wives, that's kind of hard. Like, you know, just having, making the man just beg and watch whilst I make out with his hot wife. It's hard. Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. Humiliating someone's husband.
How has your clientele changed since you started 5 years ago? Like, what have kind of the shifts been?
I think my clients now come and see me because of me. They don't come and see me because they want to get their kinks out of. I think when I started, I still didn't know my style and what I offer, but now getting more into heavy play, CBT, heavy rubber, heavier stuff. Also, people seeing that this is who I am and it's not just me performing for others. I think that drew also more clients. I think authenticity is what drew more clients towards me. And I really like that.
And do you think, like, is that just attributed to more time being in the industry, or like changing the way you market yourself, or like having more of a presence?
Having more of a presence and also being more time. I feel a lot of clients will not come and see someone who's unexperienced or young because they don't believe in their experience. And it's true. I feel like my skill set that I have now, it was, compared to when I started now, I have an insane skill set. I can do so much more. I'm offering things I never offered in the beginning. So, it's always a learning curve. I always try and learn more, buy more different equipment and learn more things. So it's always a learning experience. Yeah.
Are there any like specific skills you have that clients seek you out for? Like skills you have that are maybe not that common for dominatrixes to have?
I mean, when I started in London, there wasn't that many people offering hard sports sessions, so scat. But now there was an influx of more people offering it. So I think a lot of people seek me out for that. I offer a lot of rubber, like heavy rubber bondage, objectification stuff. So I think definitely lots of clients come and see me for that. And obviously for filth and pain. And yeah. I think definitely rubber, toilet play. Yeah, just intense stuff. Yeah, which I love. But I also like the less intense stuff. There is nothing wrong with that. But I just don't understand why people would say, "Oh, you're too harsh." Like, I don't want to be I'm not a soft dominatrix. Like, I am who I am. I am Miss May. There is things that I offer as things that I love. Like, take it or leave it. But don't complain. Yeah. Ridiculous to complain about dominatrix being too harsh.
Yeah, it does sound a bit ridiculous. Yeah. Like you're going to a pro dom. Like,
it's pathetic. I know, right? Yeah. It's like going to an escort saying she's too sexy.
Yeah. All right, to wrap things up, you have an event that you're going to this weekend. The Femdom.
Yes, the Femdom Ball is a ball run by Madame Carmel, and it's a ball center about female dominance. And It's a high protocol event where you are dressing in a ball gown. Male subs have to dress a certain way, so they have to wear a suit. And they all have to wear masks for the first hour or two of the ball. They have to all stand against the wall, and there is certain procedures. When they enter the building, they have to bow in front of the mistresses. And they're not allowed to drink drinks in the ballroom. They're only allowed to drinks in the bar. So there is a lot of rules and high protocol. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm going with one of my subs and two of my friends. And it's going to be a very fun night because there isn't that many femdom-centered events. I go to king parties and events, but there is Club Pedestal in London, which happens every 2 months. And then there's the Femdom Ball, which is a yearly event. And there's some other femdom events, but this one is a ball and it's high protocol. And afterwards, there's an after party. So it's going to be quite intense. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Are there more like events like this in Berlin and in Germany? Or?
Well, there's the German Fetish Ball, but that's not based on femdom. Yeah. It's a massive party. I don't actually. There is the Femdom Gala in Athens, run by Mistress Alexandra, and then there is another femdom event in Paris. Yes, and then there is another femdom event in Bucharest. It's run by House of Sin, Miss Azada Sin. I don't know what it's called exactly. Maybe it's I think it's the matriarchal summit, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
And is there
the Femdom Summit? It's called the Femdom Summit. Yes, sorry. Excuse me.
And is there anything in particular you're looking forward to doing at the ball this weekend? Like a scene you have in mind, or?
I'm looking forward to spending more. So that sub came to see me as well in Japan, and we went to an event in Japan. We played in Love Hotels in Japan, which was really exciting. I'm looking forward to spend some time with him because he has never been at a femdom event. So guiding him and seeing him in that environment for the first time is going to be really exciting because he wants to commit more to me, and I think him learning and seeing this environment is going to teach him a lot. So I think seeing how he will take it all in, I think that's going to be quite exciting. And spending time with my friends again, seeing all amazing dominant women that I know from all over the world in one place. It's a very powerful event. So and it's not intimidating, but it's very intense. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of these powerful characters and people and talking and just indulging in female dominance and seeing it and just being around all the dominant women.
That sounds really exciting.
And to wear a latex ball gown. Like a long dress.
I can't wait to see the pictures on, I'm assuming they post them on Instagram.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. All right. Is there anything you want to tell the audience or promote before we wrap up?
Yeah, you should definitely check out my dungeon, the E1 Darkroom. I also host monthly or bi-monthly piss parties at E1 Darkroom where me and my friends use multiple men as our toilets. And I just want people to live your life the truest version of yourself because life's too short to not be the truest version of yourself. So I just want everyone to be the truest version of themselves.
Amazing.
Yes.
I'll put all of your socials in the description so you can follow Miss May. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.